Hello everyone. So here is our flowchart for our code of printing the multiplication table. So here we have there's a reference that we have here, and also a second reference for what is printed on the serial monitor. So next, so there's a start terminator at the very start of our flowchart and proceeds to a process that declares variables which are int variables. So our variables that will be used are input, ans, num1 is equals to 1, num2 is equals to 1, row is equals to 1, and call is equals to 1. Then it proceeds to request an input from the user, then and placing it inside int. After that, we have a decision that states is int less than or in this case int what the user inputs is 3. So is int which is 3 less more than 0? Yes, it is more than 0. So next we have another decision here. So is row which is 1 less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is less than or equal. It is less than. So next we have another decision that states is call which is 1 less than or equal to 3, which is int. Yes, it is less than again. So it proceeds again to the next branch, which is in the yes. And here we have a process where it states that ans will be the answer of num1 multiplied by num2 is put inside the ans variable. So that's 1 times 1, which is equals to 1. So ans is equal to 1 now. Then it prints num1 multiplied by num2 is equals to answer. So here it prints that. So 1 x1 is equals to 1. Then it prints space. After we have increments. So it increments our variables. So it increments the variables num2 and call. So increment by 1. Then it loops again back to the decision on the call. So is call, which is now 2 less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is still less than. It does the equation, it prints again. So we have a reference here that prints. So 1 times 2 is equals to 2. And it increments again. So we put in the reference so you can follow. Then it loops again, so loop. Then it goes again in the decision. So is 3 less than or equal to 3? Yes. It does the process again, then prints. So 1 times 3 is equals to 3. Then it increments again, num2 and call the variables. Then loops. Then back on the decision. Then it says that is call, which is 4 less than or equal to 3, which is int. No, it is not less than. So now we go on the no branch. So it increments num1 by num1 variable by 1, returns num2 to 1, and outputs a new line. So here we will on the serial monitor reference, it outputs a new line or presses enter basically. Then row plus row is added. Here comes 2 and call returns the 1. Then it loops all the way back to the row. It loops all the way back to the row decision. So is row, which is now 2, less than or equal to int, which is 3. So yes, it is still less than. We go again on the call, printing for this next line of the multiplication table. So this time, the first number is 2 and second number is back to 1. So it does the process and it prints the answer. So that's 2x1 is equals to 2. Then it increments num2 and call. Then loops again is 2 less, which is call less than or equal to 3, which is int. Yes, less than yapon. It does the process. uh, 2 times 2 is equals to 4. Then prints the which you see here in the serial monitor reference, and then increments again 3, 3. Then loops back again from the start. So is call, which is 3, less than or equal to inp, which is 3? Yes, it is equal. So in the yes branch, it does the process. It prints, which we see here in the serial monitor reference as reference so that we can follow what happens in the serial monitor. So here to x6, then it increments the num2 variable and the call variable again. Then it repeats again. So is call less than or equal to inp, which is call is 4 now and inp is 3. No, it is not less than or equal. So it goes in the node branch. Num1 is incremented again. Num2 is back to 1. It prints and output a new line. Then it increments row by 1. Then returns call by 1. See here. Then it loops back again to row decision. So is row, which is 3, less than or equal to inp, which is 3? Yes, it is equal. So in the yes branch again, we're back on the call, the printing of the for the equation function. So is call, which is 1, back to 1, less than or equal to 3? Yes, it is less than. So it does the equation again, then it prints, does the equation again, then it prints, which this time is 3 multiplied by 1 equals to 3. Then it increments the second number or num2 variable, and it increments call, then loops back again. So is call, which is 2, less than or equal to 3, which is inp? Yes, it is less than. So does the process again, then prints, which is 3x2 is equals to 6. So next, it increments again num2 and call variable. So we loop again. So is call, which is 3, less than or equal to inp, which is 3? Yes, it is equal. So in the yes branch again, it does the process. It prints, which is 3 times 3 times 3 is equals to 9. Next, we have num2. We have num2 and the variable and call variable incremented. So it becomes num2 becomes 4 added by 1, and call becomes 4 added by 1. Then it loops again. So is call, which is 4 now, less than or equal to 3, which is inp? No, it is not less than or equal. So it goes here again. So num1 is incremented 4. Num2 is back to 1. Row, no, it prints outputs a new line. Row is incremented by 1. And call is back to 1. Then it goes back to the row function, the row decision. So here we have row is 4, which is row less than or equal to 3, which is inp. No, it is not less than. So it ends the program, and here we can see it really did print a multiplication table for 3. So that is our flowchart. And so the end. So kana, yana ra guys, ang pag-explain ninyo. Pwede, so around 10 minutes, pwede pa ninyo ma-summarize sad, like mga i-remove mga unnecessary na words akong gipang ingon. No need na ta magkuhan dito, mag-open ani no link. Gamitin lang ni kanina reference akong gibuhat kani. And also gamit sad ani para maka-follow jud sila na murag makita jud. Kani kay serial monitor reference ni siya. Like para murag makita unsa nahitabo kung gibuhat ang code. Your monitor reference. So, igana ra guys. They goods na.